Hello everyone, welcome to the HGTECH 2020 marking equipment training video, which was made by after serviceman. In this video, we will talk about what kind of series marking equipment we have, how does it work, and some machine components. After that, we get to the major subject, which is software using and fix common fault. First of all, I'd like to introduce you our laser equipment. There are fiber laser series, CO2 laser series, UV laser series, and also the green laser series. We can not only identify them by their names, but also by their different laser head. Like this. Fiber laser has a small head because the laser source is put inside of the component. CO2 laser head has a larger volume. There are several fans are inside of it. As everyone knows, when the CO2 laser working, it will make a lot of heat. At that time, the fans will working to draw all the hot air out to cool it down. Some CO2 laser also use water cooling system, but we do think for low power CO2 laser, air cooling is enough. The third one is a UV laser. It has a better elaboration and the light paths are inside of it. So it needs extremely closed system, like the heavy alloying box to keep the dust outside. Just like this. Fiber, CO2, UV, they have different wavelength coverage. Like the fiber, the lambda is 1064 nanometers. CO2 is 10,640 or 9,300 nanometers. And the UV laser is 355 nanometers. The green laser lambda is 532 nanometers. So, because of different wavelengths, they are widely used in lots of materials. They also can mark on same material, but when we seek for efficiency, we need to choose the most fit one. You could leave this job to our company, send the materials and the requestion to our company. We will test it for free and give you the suggestion with the param also. There are our marked samples. You can click the post to check with them. No matter what kind of laser series it is, except laser source and its own power supply, marking card, they are different. Operating system, other hardware and software, they are completely same. Maybe UV laser software is a little different because it has another software to control the laser source. We will talk it later. From now, I'm going to use fiber laser equipment as a prototype to explain the structure composition and tell you how do we unite all parts work together. Please energize the equipment you have, turn on the PC, rotate the key switch to make the green lamp light up, then continue the training. Main equipment composition, there are laser head, laser source, PC, and power supply case. We're going to talk from the first one, laser head. It's made out of calibration, galvanometer, and lens. However, in daily life, when you light your ceiling lamp, the lamp will light up whole room. But in laser system, we don't want laser to do such thing like that. So we use calibration to make the diverging beam becomes parallel. Then, when it passes through the lens to the focus, it will be a spot. And then we need the spot move and draw something for us. So between calibration and lens, there is a galvanometer. It's just like a kind of human hands use the focus spot to draw what you want on the production. There are two motors. And driver board also are put inside of the galvanometer. Driver board can translate the information, which is come from control card. After translate, motors will move with accurate and high-speed vibration to change the laser beam's angle. When a motor moves, it will turn the spot into a line. Both of them will make the lines form a plane, and the plane is limited in scope by length. In laser system, we call it working size. Let's talk about length. Please look at this picture. What information can you get? It might be hard for a new person who is just began to know about laser equipment, but if you're familiar with camera, it will tell you something. You could click on the pause to think about it, or listen to what I got. This part we cannot say it, so never mind. F is 160 mm, means the focus length of the convex is 160 mm. Lambda is 1064 nanometer, which means only fiber laser can pass through it easily. Last one is the series number. The meaning of 16 mean 2016. 02 mean February. For those 5 words is production number. That's all I got. From those information, the most important is 160 mm and 1064 nanometers. The lambda will tell what kind of laser source this lens belongs to. And the F is 160. We can know the type, and after that, we know the working size is 110 square millimeter, and the working length is 185 minus plus 3 millimeter, which is from the tip of the lens until the top of the table or your production. That's all about the laser head. About the laser source part, I had said the different wavelengths a minute ago, so leave it. Power control case has another name is control box, because the marking control card is inside of it. Power supplies also. This case supply DC minus plus 15 volt for galvanometer, transfer AC 220 for PC, DC 5 volt for control card, DC 48 volt for CO2 laser source, DC 24 volt for fiber laser, DC 24 volt for UV laser. If a few years later there is some issue happened, please follow this picture, test the voltage with multimeter, and if you have UV laser equipment and fiber laser equipment at the same time, please do not exchange their control box, because the marking card is different. From the side on the marking card, you can see it. Next part is software description. Before I talk about it, like delving into deeper, I would like to show you some accessory. That's all our production will produce, and some of them we will use in the next training. The black paper is laser testing paper. It is used to calibration of the galvanometer, fuel switch. After connect with the port, which is on the back of the equipment, it can control the software star mark. The blue metal card. Sometimes when we find focus on the production, but we cannot mess it up, so we put the metal card on the production and find focus on it. Keys, equipment door key, power switch key, computer key are inside of it. If your machine is UV equipment, the source key could also put inside of the box. Software CD. We back up all the original software inside of the CD. Windows system is not back up inside because it's not big enough, so we back up it in the D disk or E-disk. We use the Ghost system to rebuild Windows system. I/O cable. If you need to use other equipment or PLC to control our machine, and you asking for our company for it, for the I/O cable, we will produce 3 input signals and 3 output signals. In software I/O setting part will be described more detail. Let's begin the software training part. The software name is HGTECH. It can be used all equipment that I had introduced to you. Those are tools. It's almost the same with the LCD software. You just need to stop your cursor on it. Then it will show you what that means, like draw a rectangle, draw a circle, choose, group, ungroup, undo, redo. I think that is easy. You could try it by yourself. Our major subject is the marking param tools and marking control. Light F1 means red light put out when you draw something and mark with it, but you don't know where the laser will be, so you can use this red line. It can let you preview the position and don't worry about it won't hurt you. Mark F2 also means laser put out. After press F2, it will put out laser immediately. If you haven't seen it, you may need to check the focal length and the param. For example, neither of them right. Let's change the working length. Put a metal card on the preview position. If the preview is bigger than the metal card size, then enable the mark select. Choose one of them or make it smaller. And I suggest to enable the continue function too, because when I change the working length by the z-axis left, I don't want to press F2 again and again. This function can help us marking again and again by itself. After that, make sure the laser is on and choose the use default param, set loop 1, speed 1000, power 60, 100%, frequency 20. Then press F2, laser put out. At the same time, adjust the z-axis left from the deep to top. The brightest and loudest laser light, that position will be the focal or working length. Check this view. After find focus, don't forget to unselect the continue function. You may need to remember those param. It can help you to find focus easily. Unselect the use default param, then you can set them. Current pen is the pen number. Every number have their own independent param, but we can mark them together. Like I set the circle to red color, but red color has another parameter. Select them together and mark with them. It will work with different marking speed. Sometimes when we close the function laser off and we choose them together to mark, one of them, like the red color, won't mark because we had turned it off. Some customer always have such an issue and they think this is something wrong with the laser source, but it's not. So take a look of the color is open or not. Set mark time with the loop count. For example, some metal was painted. We can mark such like 3 times to clean the painting, then use different param to mark on the metal, so that can show different quality from other complete. Speed is the laser spot moving speed. Same example, the metal was painted. We want to clean a circle and we mark, but if we use 100 one loop, you will burn nearby with bad quality. We want same result but without burning. We can set the loop 5 times and more speed. The power range is 0 to 100%. The real output laser power depends on your equipment type. If your machine is LSF20, the maximum is 20 watt. So when we set it to 100%, the real put-out laser power is about 10 watt. Frequency is easy to explain. You can think it like this way. Every hertz is a spot. Mark spot one by one, it will be a line. But if we keep each second with total spot number and then we speed up, what will happen? The truth is it won't be a line but lots of points. Please click here. It will help us to understand it. In this window, we turn the spot to a circle. Set the frequency 100,000. Then we slow down. We can see the circle will get together. And the truth is laser will mark a line. Sometimes the mark quality is not good enough, so we may need to increase the frequency to offset the gap. You can use the same way to find focus with CO2 laser and UV laser, but there are 2 caveats need to add. The first one is when you find focus with the CO2 laser, please use A4 paper, not the metal card. Secondly, UV has another software for laser source. Let's talk about UV laser software. It's related to marking parameters. The software name is Worry. If that is your first time to use the UV laser software, please use default operator status. Usually, we just need to wait 5 minutes. When the circle turns to red, then we click on. That's enough. And turn the machine off, we need to click stop before we shut down the computer. About the frequency mode and gate mode, you need to change the user from operator status to administrator. Usually, we set the frequency mode to external, which means we control the param by HGTECH, and the gate mode also change it to external. If we change it to internal with the gate mode, the laser will just put out without any control. And if we change the frequency mode into internal, we need to set the frequency and off time in Worry software. And even you set the different param in the HGTECH, it's useless because it will always use same param that you set on the Worry software. Let's continue the HGTECH software training part. Start TC or laser on TC. Is laser on delayed? If you need to use it, it might be happening in old equipment. For example, I want mark 1, 2, 3, 4. But after mark, I saw 1, the front part that I click was lost or have a strong point. I solved this problem like that way. Draw a rectangle. The size is 1 square millimeter. And hatch it with 0.04 millimeter. The hatch type, use this way please. It's called one-way hatch. If the start part is strong point, then increase this laser on TC. If the start part is lost, then reduce it. Laser off TC is same way. After mark, if the end part is strong point, please reduce it. If the end part is empty, please increase it until the line fills this square. No empty and without strong point. That will solve this problem, which is the start or the end, strong point or last. Those TC param, what I said just now, they had already been adjusted in our factory before we send the equipment to you. And the laser calibration also has been adjusted. But in case of rainy day, after you adjust the focus, I suggest measure the size with a ruler. Let me tell you how to do it. For example, your lens type is 160 mm, which means your working size is 110 square millimeter. So we draw a rectangle, and the size is 110 square millimeters. Apply, center, select mark, choose, and we mark it on the calibration paper. Measure the length of Y and X. If they are same length but bigger or smaller, the problem is come from the working length, which also means the focus is not right. If it's bigger, please pull down the Z-axis lift. If instead, please put it up a little bit. And there is another situation that is X length is different from Y length. If it's happened, we need to use calibration tools to solve it. Use param tools. The first window, field part, is calibration tools. Our lens working size is 110 square millimeter. Usually, we fill this with 120. The field size should be bigger than working size. Offset X and offset Y will let the whole marking area shift. The angle will make the marking spinning. When we choose gavel 1 to be X or gavel 2 to be X, it will mirror the X or mirror the Y. We can change the calibration by this part. If we choose gavel 1 is X, so this part will be X. For example, you measure the X size is 120, so we click here. Our goal size is 110. But our measure size is 120. After choose OK, it will calculate date immediately, same as Y part. After that, please mark the square again. Repeat those calibration steps again will make the lens more precise. The second window is laser control. This part cannot be changed. We had already changed in the factory. If you change it, the laser may won't put out. We have backed up the picture in the disk. It will help you if there something happened. Third window is I/O port setting. Default port setting only have red light and star mark I/O. Set it to 0. We could use F1 to put the red light out. Set star mark I/O to 4. So press F2 will control laser output gate. Some of our customers need safety cover. Then set the door I/O to 5. When someone opens the gate, the software will warning and stop laser put out. Our equipment also can extend it other port, like add it to other automation flow line. We can use L cable to control with the equipment. 3 input signals, 3 output signals could be choose. For example, the robot arm put a production on our table. That position can be marked. After mark, the robot arm will take it away. The process needs at least 4 signals, so we need 5 steps to make it work. Step 1. Our equipment ready to start. It will send ready message by output signal. We choose 4, 5, 6, one of them to send the message. It depends on which cable you have connected with the robot's ARM PLC receive port. And by the way, between COM and out is on-off signal. I choose out 1 as a ready message sending cable. So which means I need set IO number 4 to feel laser ready. Step 2. Robot ARM PLC receive the ready signal and it will put a protection on our table, on the equipment table. Then the PLC will send star mark signal to our equipment. It should also be on-off signal because we only receive on-off signal. I choose IM4 as a star mark message receiving cable. So I fill star mark input with number 4. Step 3. Laser equipment is marking, so the robot arm cannot put another protection on our table. At that time, our equipment needs send a working signal to robot PLC. I choose out 2 as a working signal sending cable. Fill there with number 5. Step 4. After mark, we need to let the robot arm know that we had finished it. So, from laser equipment to robot PLC, I choose out 3 as a finished signal sending cable. Fill here with number 6. Then the robot arm will take the marked protection away. Step 5 is same with step 1. It's a loop to make the automation flow line work. That's all about IO setting. Let's back to param setting part. Fourth window, we mainly use red line pointer. In customer factory, some issue happened. When they move the equipment a lot, the guide red light and the laser light is not double location. Then we need to use calibration paper, mark a square on it, then press F1, red light put out. Change the offset to let them move to the same superposition. Last major part, common fault description. Try this. Press the emergency button. Wait until the green lamp gone. Open the EasyCAD software. It will show you cannot find dog. Your computer is still working, but the connection between PC and marking card control card was broken. That situation is because of the control card lost the power. If the window show you this warning at daily life, please check the green lamp if it's lighting up. If not, turn on the key switch or losing the emergency button. But if the green lamp is already light up, there are other reasons causing the issue. First, check the driver in device manager. If the driver is warning like this, please reinstall the driver. I will show you the installation steps. You may need it. Click the pause to check with them. Secondly, if haven't find this laser marking control board driver in the device manager, check USB connection between PC and the control box. If that poor connected, then try open software again. After under steps, if the warning still happened as the picture, you may need lose those screw. Then pull the marking card out. Check this place. Normally the marking card power supply working, the LED will be green. If not, please check the power supply on here. In the 2 cable, is that 5 volt? Thirdly, everything working fine, but the warning is still here. Try use laptop to connect with the USB. With this one, and install the driver. Copy the software to your laptop. If the EasyCAD software is working without the warning in your laptop, you may need to recover the Windows system. We had installed the 1K Ghost software in the PC. You just need to open the 1K Ghost software and the Windows system will work normally as before we send it to your company. But if it's not working in your laptop, please change the marking card. We offer free replacement under warranty. Common fault 2. When you press F2, let the laser put out, and there is warning window come out. It will show you IPG laser system error. We need to check the power supply is behind the laser source. In the cabinet, we test the power supply. Is that 24 minus plus 0.5 watt? If not, rotate this knob, make it turn to 24 watt. But if it's 24 watt, it's made because of the laser source is broken. We may need to change the laser source. Comment for 3. Cannot open correct file. Open the software, press F3 in the field window, unselect this one. This issue will disappear. Comment for 4. Turn on the PC. The HDD is always on, but the display haven't shown anything. Check and reinstall the RAM card on the mainboard. The computer will work normally. Comment for 5. Draw a rectangle, but the actual is a dot or line. It's called the motif. In the galvanometer, it's not work. If one of them isn't work, it will mark a line. Neither of them work, it will mark a spot. Check the power supply cable. If it shows you the right date, like the picture, it means the power supply and the cable is working good. The problem is come from the galvanometer. We may need to change it. And if it's not that easy to solve it, we may need to buy a new power supply and replace it. This issue will disappear. Another situation, when you mark a rectangle, it's not a dot or line, but it's not working good, like this. We don't even need to check the power supply. It must be the motor is broken. So if the rectangle show you like this picture, we must change the galvanometer. This is the end of the training. Thanks for your listening.